Greetings, greetings, greetings. What's happening? What's going on? How are you? Welcome, TGIF, everyone. Hope you are doing well. We're going to start with some housekeeping. I think housekeeping is always a good thing. Got to get that out the way because you know you have to deal with some things that you don't have to really put a lot of emphasis on, but you do address it in your own way. You know, that's how I do it. So I said I'll just call it housekeeping because it's a little random, ramblings tonight, and not sure if Ruby is going to make it. But let's start off with the housekeeping. That's what we're going to start off with first. So let me get off the screen and share my screen so we can, because we have two things for housekeeping tonight. So let's go ahead and do that one thing with the intro. Got to do my intro.
Hey, people are mad is because it puts a label on what's going on. That's why it puts a label what's going on. It also dried up some pockets. I ain't mean to do that, but you got to adjust with the market. What SBE did, it exposed the manosphere for the weak shit. 10 years in the game, not one political movement, not one institution, not even one scholarship. The Manosphere Scholarship, $1,000. Some shit like that. Out of all 10 plus years, the only thing that came out was trying to correct women by shaming them, blaming them, and trying to explain. Nigga, that what SBE did is showed how weak this shit was for a group of men to be organizing over. That's what it did. That's why niggas mad at it.
We know the truth, what you really want to do. All this live stream talking, not telling truth. Quote and stack like those numbers make it a fact. Those women would have never picked you even where you're at. Winter's here and it's here for you indefinitely. You turn your back on your own damn community. We see your comments in the chat and it's hate speech. You mad at women cause they didn't choose you in their sheets. Name your doctor writing scripts cause the dosage off. Flipping a script, women winning talking about they lost. Been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. Those red pills never did nothing for you. I hear Red Bull is on sale, won't you pick up too? Speaking of which, your godfather is dead and gone. No more new quotes for you to carry on. Flip the channel, keep on searching, and don't be sad. Never cry about something that you never had. It's been years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. All right, all right, all right. Again, everyone, greetings. Welcome on in. I am on a staycation. I am reporting live near the airport. Don't have enough money to get on a plane, so I'm near the airport as far as I can get. So I'm stationed near the airplane. So you will probably hear the jet engines, and yeah, that is a true statement. But I'm having fun. That's what I'm gonna say. You get what you can get. You go how far you can go. So with our first part of our house cleaning, um, and Ruby would just have to watch the replay on that. This is the first thing that I will address.
But when you start to go out your way to try to make the point against me, and then in the timeline of the stream, people see that you're lying, now I'm going to say what you've been doing in other people's stream that I watch you and you've been talking bad about KS. Everything that you talk about, you disparage KS. Everything, and I've said this to her. See, this is what happens when you come for people. So she's just not on Melody's panel. She's on Divestors panels. Yes, I've seen her on Divestors panels speaking bad, basically
Yeah.
saying we are the incels here. We have no control. She's married and she doesn't have the word. And so when I see that, it's not that I have a dog in the fight of the manosphere, but if I see you in the Divestors channel and then you put on your angel cape and come to the manosphere, what the hell are you doing?
Are you
What
serious?
the hell are you doing?
Which divester
What
do you see her on? Because I have to see this.
Shar, Shar,
She's not a divester.
Shar. Well, everything she speaks about is against chaos. And you just can go to her channel. Like you like just go to her channel, man, and look and see how she does chaos. And guess who's waddling in that? Yes.
Look, man.
Ruby's waddling right there, waddling in it. And then she puts on the angel cape and comes over to the manosphere. And everything's supposed to be, oh, well, I like K. No, you don't. You don't like KS. You speak about him nastily. And then you we're his minions. Yes, we get it.
Where Shar has certain rules and certain desires for her panel. That's just what it is. And he came on and she said, have you watched everything up until this point? He said he had. She said, okay, so what do you have on this specific thing we're talking about? And he just went buck wild about women, right? And Shar was like, okay, I'm going to interrupt you, right? Because we're not talking about something very general. We're talking about the video. We are watching this particular situation. Do you have anything to say about this particular thing? You said you've been watching from the beginning, right? And she did that about 3 times. So I think it's like time number 4 that I finally called him out. I'm like, dude, you're not showing this woman respect. She's not asking for a lot. She's asking for you to stay on topic. That's it. She's just asking for you to stay on the topic. That became a whole thing. And then he claimed that he had always stayed on topic. He had only brought up 5 points. So then, and this was behind the scenes after the stream had ended. So I said, okay, instead of arguing, just play the stream free. So I started playing the stream for him, and then he left. Because we can prove very much that he didn't stay on topic, that he didn't talk about the point, that he didn't whatever. And then he would just, since then he went buck wild about me on Melody's stream. It was very early at the start of me and Melody starting to stream together. And he came up and he was trying to degrade me there. And then he was in Shar's chat room trying to tear me down and coming on the panels and whatever. And he said he was never coming back onto any panel that ever let me on their panels, including Melody's and including Shar's. But here he is again. So this is absolutely ridiculous that you could come up behind my back and call me a divester and say that I play this and that and I'm a flip-flopper and stuff. You're trying to screw over my character and my image and who I am. You want to sit there and lie on me? And then when I show up, now you have nothing to say anymore? Now you're like, oh, no, me and Ruby squashed that. Really?
Wait,
Didn't sound very squashed to me.
It's like he threw a rock and hit his hand. So,
Yes. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. I hate that stuff. Stand on your square, right? You want to disrespect
Yeah.
me behind my back? Disrespect me to my face.
Okay. So you heard that for yourself, and I was, catching up on some replays, and I just happened to see this, and I'm like, what? Oh, wow. I did not know. But now that I know, I went to sleep and I woke up with a poem on my heart, and I will read that poem for you. The name of this poem is What It Is Like to Have Never Had a Dad. All right. What it is like to have never had a dad. I have to repeat the words of what a dead man said. I never met him, but I remember his words. I need something to hold on to, being awkward and a nerd. Never met this man, but I love to hear his name. I'm so glad that before he died, he rose to some type of fame. On his show, he will snap on those women and put them in their place. After the show, I went to my room and would masturbate. Daddy rejected those women night after night, and I had my popcorn ready and I watched with such delight. There is something I had not considered after he passed. I only have the replay plays to watch, and I still would never get any ass. Okay, so that is the poem that was on my heart. Thank you. Greetings for those came in. Let's see, we got Tampa Supreme, we got Double C. What's going on? How are you? Welcome. BMT, what's happening? Greetings. And last thing for our housekeeping, you know how I do it. Let's refresh the page because we want to make sure that the numbers are updated. Okay, refreshed. Okay, still $1,825. Last donation 20 days ago. All right. Well, I'll try it again. Let me make my announcement. I don't know why don't they don't hear me, but I try. Attention, attention, six-figure niggas. Please report to Charles Faulkner Jr. fundraiser. I repeat, six-figure niggas. Please report to Charles Faulkner Jr. GoFundMe. That is all. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening with this GoFundMe. I mean, all these folks are six figures, around YouTube, but for some reason, it ain't moving. We got 20 days. That's what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks. This thing hasn't moved. Nothing. What's going on? Where are they? I don't know. They're all hiding. I don't get it. But, I try. I do the best I can. I put it out there. I've tagged in BGS. I tagged in Dr. Tiason Johnson. I don't know where those six-figure subscribers are. They're not helping out. I don't know what else to do. I'm running out of options here. I'm still looking for the list of people that's considered manosphere so I can tag in 26 channels and maybe we can get just one six-figure subscriber to donate $1,000 so this can be done. Because this man is ready. He has his license, he has the location, and he's ready to train and get these young men hired. But we need those six-figure niggas. Where are they? All right, well, we've done our housekeeping for this evening, as usual. Okay, welcome. Let's see who came in and I wasn't around. I was looking at. Oh, Little Rock, how you doing? Yo yo, yo 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 yo. How you doing? Hello, Miss KP Bailey. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Greetings, greetings, greetings. Yeah, I was, I really tried. And I wanted to make sure I look at that list that was posted because I don't want to assume that anyone was not listed. The way I look at it, if BGS says this is who's considered manosphere, then that's from a liable source. And that's one thing about me. I like my liable sources. So I'll find it. It's just going to take a while. I think he posted it early this year. So I got some scrolling back on that timeline, but I'll find it. It's a list of all manosphere people that's considered manosphere. And there's some large channels in there. So if well, you know how it is, BMT, everyone is six figures. Everyone, that's the joke, right? Well, all we need is just one from each channel. It's not much to ask for. So we'll see what happens. That's all we can do. All right. So what's the next thing on the list here? Like I said, it is just some random ramblings. Um, well, we're talking about content. I guess we talk a little bit about content creators. You know, and I don't know if you guys, and this is a little bit of an old story because a lot of stuff I have is from some old stories, and I wanted to just kind of clean it out, so I can get this off my list. But this is a Houston YouTuber that was sentenced for fraud. And let me pull it up here, share my screen. Let's see, I think it has some video to this one. I'm not for certain. Oh, yeah, and I got a commercial. It figures. That's one thing that they're doing. They're slapping commercials on everything. I'm like, you just can't start a news story and the commercial not there, but we do what we got to do, right? That's all we can do. All right, so the ad is finished playing. Almost. Oh boy, five, four, three, two, and one. Volume.
Dollars finds out her sentence after pleading guilty. ABC 13 reporter Maya Shea is live with what prosecutors are saying this afternoon. Maya.
Well, prosecutors say, hey, you've got to do some homework when you try to talk to some of these social media stars. You think you know them, but do you really? Because this woman, they say, swindled at least 8 people out of tens of thousands of dollars. And now she has pled guilty and will be spending time in prison.
And once I used my concealer,
Nikki Lynn Fox promoted herself as a style and relationship expert on YouTube. But prosecutors say she can now add a new title to that, a professional scammer. After first being indicted a year ago, Fox pled guilty and was sentenced today to 5 years in prison. Prosecutors say she conned at least 8 victims into making real estate investments with her.
Okay, so makeup and relationship advice. Okay, so that's what you go to the person's channel for. How did anyone get swindled about some real estate? How did that come to play? Let me tell you something, guys. I want you all to be careful. Um, Now I made the saying 2022 will be the year of the humbling because I just smelled it in the air. I said there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in 2022. A lot of people that's saying they're six figures and all that. You're going to see a lot of things that's going to happen. People are humbled with these gas prices, with everything else going up. They're very humbled now. And and it's me and anybody else. My show is, and you all know this, it's about advice. And I always even remind people it's for advice. But even in the advice, you're still the one that need to make your own decision because you have to live with that. Don't just take the word of just a person says everything you write, 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 making a darn song out of it. You listen to the advice. Let me see, will that work for me? It might not work for me. Let me talk to someone else about this. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, what else they say? She did makeup. Okay. Makeup. Okay, let me try this on. Let me try that color. Okay. But how did real estate get involved? That's my question. How did real estate get involved? You guys be careful when it comes down to your money, please. You support a channel. If anyone remembers the beginning of my channel, I had letters for like the first year. After that, people just stopped writing. But you can write and ask a question. You're going to remain anonymous. I answer your question directly to you, and then I will play or read the letter on air, and then we'll talk about it as a group and give advice. Okay? But not one time have I demanded any money or anything. I haven't went to school for a particular degree where I can charge you, well, my services is such and such and such. No. What you do when it comes down to content creators, you donate for the channel. That's it. You don't have to pay for any services unless that person had services, and this is my opinion. If they had services before they came to YouTube, I may consider it then. But if they just get on YouTube, like who popped up all of a sudden? Uh that fake millionaire, the Anton guy. He just popped up out of nowhere, and now all of a sudden he got something to offer. No, and this is my opinion. Everyone has one, even more than one. When people just pop up and they didn't have it before they got there, no, I would advise that you look in another direction. Please be careful. Whatever you do, be careful. If you're going to donate to the channel to help the production of it and all that, because it does cost us, our internet and the different things we use and programs and software and some of the stuff. We try to get the stuff as, free, but shoot, nowadays it ain't working that way. But I'm saying be careful when it comes to that. Now, I've been rambling a bit. Welcome, Vonda. How are you?
Hey, Shar. Thanks for
Hey, hey.
having me.
Anytime.
TGIF.
Hey, sip, sip. Let me get a sip. You go ahead and speak your piece, young lady.
Well, I don't know. I'm a little sad. When you put up the GoFundMe for Mr. Faulkner's his charity. Is it a charity?
No, it's not even a charity. Well, would you call it a charity? Let me think about it.
Yeah. Um I
Mm,
I don't know. It's been up there for quite some time. And I would think that, a lot more of, his supporters would support him in this positive endeavor. I don't know,
yeah.
it's just kind of sad. Uh APTV was saying, that, black men don't support other black men. And I was just stating to
Mm,
him that I think that's a sad revelation. I mean, to be honest, I think that's a huge problem within the community itself. Let's just keep it a buck.
yeah.
Um, but I would think, like someone with his channel, and I've been to Mr. Faulkner's channel before, and there's a lot of, gentlemen that are
Hmm.
over there and women. There are women that are over there, and I don't know. I would think that, there would be more people supporting him, for something that was so positive, and for something that there is a need for, in his immediate area, as there's a need for that type of,
Hmm.
outreach to the young black males in most of the black communities, if not all.
Yeah, I agree. And I I got my revelation June 5th. I should remember that day. That's when I got my revelation of what's going on when it comes down to this community of YouTube.
Hmm.
And I just kind of held back my decision of saying it because I was going to really wait to the end of the year to say, hey, I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore because you don't have the support of people that you see. When you were there, they would love to see you, but when it came down to you, for them coming to support you is another thing, and it's so sad to see because I know I seen Charles everywhere popping up, donating in someone's super chat
Right.
week after week, and this 20 days, that's 3 weeks. Nobody donated anything, and it's I think it's a 7 weeks now or 8. I think this is the 8th week. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, in the time that you've been talking about it, it's what moved what 20, $40 maybe?
Let's see. I would say maybe $200 in the last 3.5 weeks or 4 weeks, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
That's
that's a
it.
little disappointing, you
It
know.
is.
I mean, because we know the money's out there, people have the money, you know.
Well, if you're not hollering and screaming and not talking about clapping no cheeks, I find that, they're not interested. They don't care. They'll give you those quotes and stats and all that. About the young boys, they not reading at the level and all this, and we need to do this, and I don't see we anywhere. So it's so unfortunate that this is happening. I wish the best for them, but child, it's not looking good. So maybe Christmas 2025, at the rate that it's going, seriously, at the rate it's going. But let me go ahead and play the rest of this clip because sometimes by using these news articles, they'll say, hey, you're going to take that out of here. So I'm probably have to mute it anyway, but let's play the rest of this. This young lady, um, she's going to jail.
Really presents well. She's somewhat funny. She's very attractive when she does her makeup and her hair. She dresses the part. She's articulate. She talks the talk.
They say she either gained their trust through her YouTube videos or after meeting the victims in real life. Then she would mention her side business of flipping houses and convince her victims to invest tens of thousands of dollars, but it was all a scam.
We never found that she owned any of the real estate that she was talking about. And actually, in one of the cases, the property didn't even exist. It's like she just made up an address. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, no, it was a complete scam from the beginning.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. You can actually look up a person's license
Right.
to see if it even exists. So that's another thing. Why no one did that? How these 8 people got scammed? So that's why I just say you got to be careful, and especially online. This is where you get your um, people that I call them YouTube pastors. They get up here and get to preaching, aha, aha, and ask for some money, and that's always going to be at the end of everything. At the end of them, ha is going to be give me some money, your money, in particular.
Well, you know what? There are a lot of content creators out there. And you know what? Depending on the person, depending on the size of their platform, um, there's some good content out there.
Mm-hmm.
And as a subscriber to several creators, I don't mind donating money to a content creator because I know that it takes a lot of time and energy to actually put together, the shows that they put together the content that, that they present,
Yes.
so yeah, I don't mind, contributing to the channel because especially, if it's someone that I really, appreciate their content, I'm like, hey, that's great that they're doing that. But when you're dealing with someone, like the Michaela, chick,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it had to do with real estate, um, the people who gave her, all that money, what were they looking at? I know she presented well with the channel, but nobody checked her credentials, you know?
I guess not. And that's why I'm saying they did not. They went by the preaching. Just think about it. So many people, the way you talk to them and you give them attention and you shout out their names and everything, you talk real nice. Oh, I like her. She nice. Then you show, some boobies and your stomach and a little bit there and lick your lips. And next thing, folks just falling out in your DMs. Hey, let me donate to you, girl. So I don't know what her style was. I don't know, but I know it wasn't just her makeup. And oh, you know what? I could see they said that the way she spoke was really well. If that's the case, when she talked about relationships, since that was the advice, you go into, oh, you're a good man. Well, that didn't work out for so and so. Oh, I don't know why a woman would do you like that. Because
Oh,
if
wow.
I had you, it'd be this, that, and to start there, and the man like, what? Oh, so it could have been that direction. Who knows?
I wonder if most of the people that were conned by her was it mostly women? Because I mean, doesn't she have like her channel caters mostly to women?
My understanding from the article, yes.
Well, women are a target by everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
But it
yeah.
seems like women are the ones that will actually, put forth the money, before men. Not saying that men won't donate, um, but women tend to do it a lot more.
Yeah, this is true. But, you just have to be very careful when it comes down to the people online, because a lot, their intentions are to get your money. There's a lot of people that's doing that. It's not like, um, I wouldn't say turn a profit, but if you have something to offer, if you have a product, then yeah, of course you want a profit. If it costs you $1 to make it, you would like to make a couple of dollars of making that. I get
Right.
that. But to offer something that you have no idea what you're talking about, you're just making something up, trying to con people. That's ridiculous. And it happens all the time. And it happens to especially people of color a lot. Mm, mm, mm.
But
But you
my
gotta
thing
be
is that
careful.
for some reason it seems like it's so short lived. If she's scamming people and they're giving her money,
Hmm.
at some point she's going to have to produce a product or produce, some revenue or something because they're giving her money because they're going to be getting something back or they want to get something back. And
I
I'm
would
just
think
like,
so.
how did she think she was? I just do not understand how people do that. I don't know how she thought she was going to keep it going.
Well, she thought she could, and she did for a while until she was caught. Got the right person to say, "Oh no, I'm going to the authorities. I want my money. Don't worry about trying to give me no excuses and give me pieces of it." Because most people, when they scam, they don't have the money after they get the money from the people. They don't save it or anything. They go out and spend it. We see
That's
that
true.
all the time in these articles. They go out and spending sprees, take their friends and all of that. Just like I said, be careful when it comes down to these PPP loans. You're going to see a lot of content creators going to wind up in jail in a couple of years because it's going to take them a while to get to them, but they're going to get to these people.
Oh
It's
yeah.
going to take a minute, but they'll get to
And it's
them.
a lot of them. There are a lot of them.
Right. And you think about it, you have people that are, um, some famous, some not, but We coming up with these articles. We're telling you. We're telling you, hey, be careful. Oh boy, another ad. Okay, let me get this off the screen. What I wanted to tell you guys, this is another oldie, but like I said, I wanted to go away, share with you because I've had it in my tab for a while. But there is is it a couple? Yes, a couple, and they announced that they have created an app to help with your mental health. And I put the thing in the chat room for you guys so you all can take a look at it. You can monitor, um, I think, your blood pressure, your heart rate, and there's a couple more features in there. I haven't went through all of them, but I thought that was important. I'm like, well, let me share this because this is important enough to share to say, hey, get out there and take care of yourself. Because a lot of people don't. They don't pay attention to anything. They just keep going, pop some Advil or something and keep it moving. But there's an actual app to help out, so you can monitor some things. So check that out, Digital Park Studio.
Oh, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
might take a look at that.
Yes, I have that in the chat room. And then what's the next thing I have up here? Let's see, I want to share that. My tabs have tabs. Trying to close them out as I go along so that way it'll be less and be easier to move around. Well, since this is here, let me move on to this. What do you do if you have someone that is harassing your business and you've called the police and you've tried several times and this has gone on for years and they just won't arrest the person keep coming around your store? What do you do? How do you handle that? What because the police is not helping you. What do you do? So I found this to be a very interesting story, and then there's a story that came out right behind it, and I'm going to share that with you also. Now this particular guy, he's just dealing with it. He just like, well, I keep calling the police, and sometimes they come, sometimes they just ignore me. They don't pay any attention to me, but I've been trying.
And
So
they're
I would,
harassing the business?
yeah, harassing the business. And this has been years, not a year, not 2 years, 3 years, many years. I'll play the clip for you.
Well, there's been a lot of talk from our elected leaders about finding new ways to curb crime and put repeat offenders in jail. But as that debate plays out, one Seattle store manager has had to resort to increasingly drastic measures to keep his business and customers.
Oh, wow.
In fact, he tells Fox 13's Matt Markovich that one man in particular has been terrorizing his store for years, and he's got the video to prove it.
Samir Shafi has had it. At risk to his personal safety, he wanted to share with us what's been happening here at his store on Lake City Way.
So right now I'm telling him like he's not allowed in here.
This guy knows Samir Shafi's store all too well.
Yeah, he knows that my door has auto lock from behind the counter.
The guy tries to prop open the door to prevent Samir, dressed in orange, from locking him inside until police arrive. The two tussle as the guy tries to steal something. Samir runs behind the counter to grab his bear spray, and then there's an exchange of sprays.
I'm not the one who sprays first. He's the one who sprays me what he has in his hand.
He chases him out to the gas pump, scaring customers.
And most of the time, the customers see something like this happening,
Ooh.
leave and they go.
Now, isn't that something? He's harassing his maid, wanting to come in and steal, and he has spray. And the poor man, he trying to like get this dude out of here. He sprays back. So they got to spray each other. But this is what this dude does. And he keep coming back. Because why? This place is in his neighborhood, of course.
And most likely it's probably like the only corner gas station or whatever closest within walking distance, because this dude definitely doesn't look like he has a car.
Right, he's on foot. Let's look at it a little bit more.
Like that woman right there.
Yeah,
She just got up and left, right?
yeah, there's loss of business too.
The guy comes back 2 hours later, wielding a half-gallon of milk. Samir bear sprays him again. But this time the guy starts to throw rocks, breaking one window, then takes aim at Samir behind the counter, throwing a rock, breaking a window. Had it not been for some cans of Red Bull, the rock would have hit a customer in the head.
The Red Bull 4-pack saved her. I chase him, he keeps coming back.
While surprising, he's been dealing with the same guy for 3 years, he says.
Oh, wow.
And he wonders why the guy is not in jail. Were you just fed up with him?
Yeah, fed up, and plus safety of my customer is also.
Look at him. The man is chasing the dude across the street. He is so tired of him. This is ridiculous.
He says he calls the police on this guy and many others who steal from his store.
Most of the time they don't show up, and if they show up, it's like not in minutes, in hours.
This stretch of Lake City Way has seen its problems over the years. People with visible mental illness walking the streets. That's Samir's shop in the Circle Dot on SPD's 24-hour crime map. If you compare this stretch of Lake City Way with the high crime area of Aurora Avenue to the west, it's almost the same. How frustrated are you?
A lot, and my safety is also an issue right now, because if he comes back with something else, what I'm trying to do, just work and make a living. That's what I need.
So you're doing the wrong thing, but you want to go and get mad and throw rocks. I know this man is going to end up leaving, and it's time to leave. 3 years.
Right.
There's only so much you can take. It's like, why? Just go. Just
And
leave
then
it
the fact
alone.
that nothing's happened to this guy is basically emboldened him even more. I mean, he's humming, chucking rocks and bottles and cans through the window.
Right. And nothing.
That's
Sometimes the
crazy.
police come, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they show up in an hour, sometimes several hours. It's like, I guess the police said, well, we ain't got no room for him, so we'll show up eventually. Oh, he ain't hurt nobody? Oh, okay, we'll be there. That's ridiculous. And that's how I would feel as a store owner. Where's my protection? But, it's at a point that it's time to go. There's nothing you can do. You can't make any money there. And then think about the people that go there. They're looking like, what the heck? Shoot, I could be next.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how long is it before he starts harassing the customers, even though indirectly he is harassing the customers. If you're throwing stuff through the window and you narrowly missing a customer, I wouldn't
Right?
want to go to that gas station. I'm not going down there with them crazy people to be throwing stuff out through the window.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought about the same thing, but it's interesting. I guess he says, I know what's in that store, and that's what I want. So I'm going to that store. I don't know. I don't know how to drive. I don't know what's in his car. And he may have something. So I'm just going to go over here. I guess that's the thought process. I couldn't answer that for sure, but I don't know.
Well, I
Jacked
wonder if
up.
mental illness has anything to do with it with that gentleman.
Now, with him, I don't know when it comes down with him because he, I don't know. He has, how would I say this? He knows how to be angry. He knows what he wants. He knows to protect himself with bear spray. It's just too much. He has too much going where he knows. Now, if he was missing a couple of steps or something, then I'm like, yeah, he's off. He doesn't know. But this dude, this particular one, he knows what he's doing for
Mhm.
sure. For sure.
Well, I
Now
think
this,
right
go
now
ahead.
it's a nuisance, but I think it's just a matter of time before it escalates. Because
Yeah.
the guy is not getting, he keeps getting chased out. And there's really no repercussions of him doing that because the police are like, oh, what is George again? Oh, okay, well, yeah, maybe we'll get there. And I'm sorry, that doesn't look like a super busy place. Like the police is probably busy somewhere else.
That's true.
It's like they don't care.
Yeah, you do have to consider that as well. Now, this particular store owner, well, he had to deal with the customer, and let's hear what happened to him. Let's see, where is the button? It is, oh, there it is.
Front page outrage over the arrest of a store clerk who says he stabbed a violent customer in self-defense.
Anything you want to say?
Fox News personalities are going all out in support of the clerk, Jose Alba.
He was in reasonable fear of deadly force being used against him. He got the knife. He did what was right to protect himself.
If a criminal decides to bust up and beat up an old man in a bodega, he might get stabbed. That's a consequence of being a criminal and screwing around with violent behavior.
Justice gone mad, says page 1 of the New York Post. The drama happened here at this bodega in New York City. According to police, a young mom tried to buy a bag of chips for her daughter, but her card was declined. She went to find her boyfriend, who came bursting through the door, went behind the counter, and grabbed Jose Alba. Surveillance.
Now, why didn't he just pay for the decline order? He goes behind the counter to fight the store clerk? That doesn't add up. But there's a lot of things that doesn't.
That sounds ridiculous. If your card is declined, how is that the store owner's problem?
He went behind the counter. He didn't just argue on the other side of the glass. He got behind the counter, got in the man's face, and started fighting him. Let me go ahead and play the rest.
This video shows the violent struggle. There is Alba getting pummeled, then grabbing a knife and fatally stabbing the 34-year-old boyfriend who reportedly has a long criminal record. Even New York's Mayor Eric Adams, who has made fighting crime his #1 priority, couldn't believe the DA would end up charging Alba.
I just want to come here and support workers. Every day, innocent people in the city who are doing their jobs, and they should not be the victim of over-aggressive actions from anyone.
Bail for Alba was set at $250,000, but in the wake of the public outcry, it was reduced to $50,000, and he was released last night, but only after spending 6 days in notorious Rikers Island, considered one of the most barbarous facilities in America. Alba declined to answer any questions.
I'll be so upset. I know that much. I'll be upset. And they're even surprised. They're like, you really charged him like that? Oh. So they're in shock. And the guy clearly was defending himself.
Right.
So what's really going on here?
Is it the fact that he used a weapon, or because the man died? I mean, the whole story is, anyone who was there would say, oh, he went behind the counter and he attacked the man.
Right.
The man has a right to, protect himself.
That guy was very aggressive. And then also, if the story is true about a small order, and he did all that, shoot, he was really going to hurt that dude.
I mean,
killed him.
It was almost like a robbery. I mean, how much is a bag of chips? 75 cents, maybe $1, and you're gonna come in and
$1.
And what was the store owner supposed to do? Oh no, take them for free. That man is trying to earn a living. He's running a business. Your card doesn't work, you don't get the product.
Right.
I mean, this is not up for negotiation.
Exactly, but it meant nothing to him. He thought that was the right thing to do. But he ain't got to worry about it anymore.
Well, he played a stupid game and he got a stupid prize, which was his life taken.
He sure did. And she still probably don't have any chips, and she won't have any with her decline order in the future because ain't no more boyfriend. So how about that? Mm-mm-mm. Boy, boy, boy. Let's find something good to talk about. Let me see if I can find a couple of good things to share, and then we'll move on to the horrific stuff.
Let's start some good stuff, and then we'll get to the horrific stuff, Shar.
Oh yeah. Let's get the good stuff out the way. Let's see. And here is, oh shoot, I'm getting errors on my thing, on my tabs. Might be my location. I don't know. Okay, let's try it again. Um, okay. And just a real quick story just to show that there is a young lady that makes $5,000 a month from an Uber for laundry app. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
That's amazing.
Now, I thought about it like, do I want to take people clothes and wash it and fold it up? Hmm. But somebody got to do it, you know, because I was going to wash down them sex bots they will have. So I
Ooh,
figured.
Shar. Yeah, that was gonna be a big endeavor. You was gonna take that on. If you got that contract, that was gonna be a big one.
Oh, darn. Okay. I'm having some issues with this, but anyway, the young lady, she came up with an app. She's making some money. Good for her. And hey, that's not bad. She came up with the idea last year, 2021, and she's doing well. And I'm sure she's probably going to different hair salons doing their stuff. Maybe let me see, what else could she be doing? Because it didn't list where her customers were. But she also does other things on the side it mentioned. And they didn't go into specifics about that either. But just wanted to share that. That's a cool thing. $5,000 for a Uber laundry. That is so cool.
That's very cool.
All right. Let's see what we got next here. Hopefully it will share correctly and it won't be mean. Let's see what we got here. Um, always got some crime going on. Let's see what this says. I think I got about 4 more stories up. I'm not sure what this one is about. Let me take a look at it here. See, is there a picture or anything? Oh, yeah. Something I always love to talk about because I'm like, they're going to get you. You think they ain't going to get you. I'm telling you, they're going to come and get you. Oh, yeah, they're looking for you. Let me scroll up a little bit.
The authorities are catching up with all of the scammers. It's a little delayed, but they're gonna get them all, Shar. I truly believe they're gonna get all these scammers.
Oh, yeah. They get Ninja Turtles or whatever they call them, folk. They come to get you. Woman gets 4 years in prison for stealing COVID-19 funds, taking Miami vacation. See what I'm saying? When they steal, they do all kind of stuff with it. That's what I'm saying. They don't keep your money when they
Wait a
steal it.
minute.
They use it for other stuff. They're like,
She
"Ooh, let me go get me some bags and go on vacation, buy me a fancy car."
she got $150,000 in economic injury disasters,
Yeah.
and she only got 4 years for that.
You know, they normally kind of balance it off. It's not bad though. A Georgia
Shar,
woman.
I was about to say, well, 4 years, and if she has a clean record, maybe she's only gonna do probably 18 months, of good time, and
Oh
be out of
no,
there.
they're gonna do more. They're gonna. I think with when it comes down to this, they're going to do all the time. They also get probation, and they have money they have to pay back.
Oh,
Plus, I
that
think they have a
restitution.
felony on a record, so they don't play when it comes down to those funds. And I'll read it for you. It says a Georgia woman has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for her involvement in a pandemic fraud scheme in which she used false information to get $150,000 in economic injury disaster loan. The Jefferson County woman then cashed out the loan and used the money in part to pay for a vacation to Miami. On Friday, 34-year-old Whitney Adwan Mack was sentenced to 48 months in federal prison after pleading guilty to one count of wire fraud, according to officials. The U.S. attorney stated that COVID relief funds had helped many people with struggling businesses during the pandemic, but also presented an opportunity to people who thought they could steal from the government. Unfortunately, the lure of money who attracted con artists who attempted to enrich themselves by defrauding taxpayers during the national emergency, and they are being held accountable. Yes, they are. Officials said Mack admitted in July 2020, while applying for a COVID-19 economic injury disaster loan, she lied about the number of people her company employed and how much money the business made. Additionally, Mack also used other people's social security number to apply for the loans.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And she only got 4 years for that? That's some big time fraud.
Yeah, she got 4 years, and then she also has to pay $5,000 fine and serve 3 years on suspended release. So it ain't over for her immediately. So once she get out, she still ain't done.
Wow. I hope she had fun on that vacation.
She didn't. I'm pretty sure she didn't. She forgot about everything. She's like, man, where did I go? What happened?
I don't know how criminals do it because my anxiety would be through the roof. I can't do some janky stuff and then turn around and just be all nice and relaxed. My head would be on a swivel. I'd be looking around, making sure every time somebody knocked on the door. That is no way to live. That I need to relax. That's not a vacation.
No, not at all. Now I'm going to show you someone else. Let me see, because I got a couple of tabs up. The one I'm supposed to show, one I'm supposed to read from. No, actually, I think two I'm supposed to show, and one I'm supposed to read from. Let me get it together here, because there was an update, and I wanted to make sure I showed the update. Okay, so let me get it together. It's just one daughter. Okay, let me share the screen here. Greetings, Mr. DJ Music. How are you? Welcome.
Hey, Mr. Music. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Michael Carter Show.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Michael Carter Show. Welcome. Missed you, sorry. Come on in. Have a seat. Let's see here. I think this is the one I'm supposed to share. Okay. Man, my tabs got tabs. And I'm closing them out, but it's still, it's like it's still growing. Okay, so now this one really got me going here. Because even though it's an X, it doesn't matter. Damara Holness, daughter of former Broward Mayor Dale Holness, sentenced to prison for COVID relief funds. Shame.
Now, how much did she get?
Let's see what she got here.
Hall of Fame defensive back Darryl Green.
We got ads. Okay. We got ads, and we cannot lie. 3, 2, and 1.
The daughter of former Broward County Mayor Dale Holness is going to prison. Damara Holness was sentenced to 20 months in prison, 5 years of supervised release, and must pay a $300,000 restitution amount. Back in November, she pleaded guilty to lying on a coronavirus relief loan application in order to get hundreds of thousands of dollars from the federal government. Holness claimed through multiple documents that her consulting business employed 18 people, but authorities say she does not actually employ anyone.
I keep telling you, these folks, they something else. They are something else. It just, let me see, $300,000. $300,000. Wow. So she gets 20 months imprisonment, 5 years. Ooh, a supervised release. Then got to pay back $300,000. And what's the $100 special assessment about? What's that? Okay. Now they're giving her 90 days to surrender. I don't know if that's because her father was a mayor and they're like, oh, we give you a little extra time. But I did a little bit more digging and found out why. So let me close this out and show you. And she'll tell you in her own words.
All right.
That's what I was just so surprised to see this. I'm like, what? You were honest? But dishonest all at the same time. That's the interesting part.
Honestly dishonest.
Yes, that's what she was all at the same darn time. Okay, let me share that with you right here. Bring up old Sister Soldier. Oh yeah, she is campaigning for some funds that she did not earn. Okay, here we go. And wonder we've got a commercial. Let's see. Oh nope. Okay, 28, a mistake that she made. Ready? Okay, here we go. Okay. I'll go backwards. What work were you doing before? Because I did some research and I couldn't find you doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because what you were saying that you had, you didn't have. You weren't doing nothing. But we know you were getting them cheeks clapped. That we do know. Because you were pregnant and you had this child. So you were doing so while you were pregnant. So where is Dad? Where Dad at? So you knew that you had no future with Dad. Is that correct? I think you did know. I think that's what you knew. Because I think if you probably, did some extra stuff, his name would be involved and, you would have used his social security number. I think so. But, I couldn't find that out about you. But, girl, you need to go sit down somewhere. And you will. You will be sitting down somewhere very soon. Yeah. Any comments on that one?
Well, how much time is she going to get?
She got 20 months.
So she got less than the other woman.
But she had to pay much more money. But this woman has to pay much more money back. And her supervision is longer. Is hers 5 years and the other lady was 3? I don't recall. Let me see. I don't mind playing again because it just tickles me.
Trying to receive COVID-19 funds. Demara Holness learning her fate yesterday. A judge sentencing her to 20 months in federal prison for applying and receiving $300,000 of pandemic relief funds back in 2020. The 28-year-old apologizing and explaining why she did it.
So she has to pay all the $300,000 back plus $100 fee. And then she has 5 years of probation afterwards. The other lady, on the other hand, had more time in prison, but had less to pay back and a little bit less time for. But you got to think too, she also stole less money too.
Less money, yeah. That this
Yeah.
chick, she got 300,000. They want her to pay all of the 300,000 back plus do 20 months.
Yep. And then have her on probation after that. And $100 fee. I don't know why they tacked that in there, but okay, whatever.
That just seems so inconsequential. Here, and we're going to give you $100 on top of that $300,000, and you better pay it. Like,
right. That's a processing fee.
Y'all could have kept that. That's just one of them little tedious fees. Because that'd be the one little fee that she'll be like, you know what? I paid this 300,000 back. Forget that 100,000. $100. She don't pay the $100, and they pick her up on a bench warrant or something and take her to jail.
Oh yeah, they'll do that too. They can and they will. They can and they will. Do think about that. Okay, let's see. I think I got one more article. Yeah, I do have one more article from Black Enterprise where it keeps timing me out on the screen, but I will ad lib because I do remember the story, and then I'll give my little short story, which I probably have before, but I have no problem sharing it again. I have a couple of different people in the room that may not have heard the story before, because I'm a hustler, baby. That's what I got to say. Okay, where are we? Right, young man, there you are. Okay, now where's my screen? Show it, show it. There we go. All right. Young man, as you see, he's cutting hair. He's doing his thing. I was so happy for him, so proud of him, and I understand. All right, so let me read the story. Soon as my other window populates, and it might move it. Uh-oh. It's trying anyway. Kind of circling. Yeah, Matthew, I'm having some issues over here. It says not enough memory on this page. Okay, try one more time for me, please. Okay, came up. Detroit teen gets apprenticeship following school suspension for being a bathroom barber. Okay, sounds all right to me. I'm happy for him. The 16-year-old aspiring barber was suspended from school after being caught cutting hair in a bathroom. But that didn't crush his dreams. After hearing the story, a local Detroit barber stepped up and offered the groom, excuse me, offered to groom the talented high schooler. Okay. Cameron Tucker was given a one-day suspension for handing out fresh cuts to students at Renaissance High School. Uh-oh, I got an ad covering me. Move out the way. Okay. Looking back, he said, I want to say wrong place, wrong time. However, the teen developed a passion for barbering during the summer when his uncle Tuck showed him the fundamentals. Cameron said his uncle's exact words were, I'm going to show you one time. I'm not going to show you again, he recalled. And I was like, all right. Motivated to cut his younger cousin's hair, he picked up the clippers and got to work. He started posting before and after pictures on social media of his cousin's haircuts and eventually started grooming football teams as well. You go, young man. That's right. The business got a little bit too good for campus grounds. Last Thursday, he was caught cutting a classmate's hair in the bathroom during study hall. In the middle of doing that, the teacher walked in, stared about 45 seconds, and walked out, he said. Cameron's mother, Cassandra, got a call to pick him up soon after. We need someone to pick up Cameron. He's running a barbershop on the third floor bathroom. The The school administrator said on a voicemail. There's a line in there too, hair all over the floor. He got the whole setup in there like on the movie Barbershop. Even though his business was shut down, some administrator praised him for his work ethic. While he was walking to the office and everything, all the administrators were like, I respect the hustle and things like that, Cameron said. They weren't the only ones who supported his hustle. With the help of Fox 2, Cameron connected with Sebastian Jackson, owner of the Detroit's social club grooming company. And Jackson, also, who learned to cut hair when he was 15 years old, offered to support Cameron's in his hair barbering journey. I want to tell you, man, just based on your hustle, if you're interested in apprenticing with one of our cosmetologists or myself, that's definitely an opportunity, Jackson said. Jackson had cut some of the bigger names, including Jalen Rose, Big Sean, R&B Dwelle, former Lions running back, I don't know how to say his name, Jaquo Bell, and Reggie Bush, just to name a few.
Okay.
Yes. And I just, when I read this story, I was just so happy for him because I'm like, I know all about that. I do know and I understand. That was me. That happened to me. Not quite the same way, though. Uh-oh. I lost the darn thing. I didn't even know. Well, sorry. Well, anyway, let me just tell you what happened. I was selling candy.
Mm-hmm.
And because I had to find a way to make some money, and I realized, hey, candy is not normally sold in the beginning of the year. Why don't I sell it all year round? So that's what I used to do. I would find it on sale, get the box that it came in, and had that as my box. And I would double it, and I would buy the candy, and every day go to school 5 days a week and sold candy. Period 1 through whatever it was. How many periods I had? I think 8. Yeah, I think it was 8 in freshman year. And I did that j- freshman, sophomore, and junior year. And because I started working in my senior year, I stopped selling the candy. But I didn't stop when it came down to taffy apples. I took advantage of that because that was something that people loved.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't. I took advantage of that. So I get it. It gets you some money in your pocket. You can be a little bit more independent. You can do a little bit more than what your parents give you. Hey, I think that's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. I don't think it was such a bad thing. I mean, maybe, the fact that, he was missing class. So if he's in there, got a whole operation and he got, a line of clients. Yeah, he wasn't studying in study hall. He's like, oh, I can miss study hall.
Yeah. And I will say that's the class to miss, study hall. I study when I get home. Make some money right now.
I wonder how much he was charging per cut. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice little setup.
Okay. Shout out to him. Now I'm going to go back a little bit with the Holman lady that was pregnant and says, she needed the money. Well, it's more so about the father. I take that back. The former mayor. I don't know what it is about him, but you'll find this interesting. Let me see here. Share. There you go. All right, so that's a former mayor. And for whatever reason, it's just something when it comes down to them those PPP funds, that folks got to get involved.
Right.
So he had a former, keyword former. So you had your daughter. Now you got a former campaign consultant charged with the PPP fraud. What is it about this dude? And normally it's the politician.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I had to read it twice. I'm like, no, you joking. No, can't be. Really? Okay. Well, check this one out. Omar Smith, a political campaign consultant who worked on former Rowan County Commissioner Dale Holness' campaign, is being charged with conspiracy to commit bank fraud and wire fraud after lying on application for COVID relief funds designed to help small businesses during the pandemic. Federal prosecutor announced that the charges on Monday and said Smith obtained more than $200,000 through the federal funded program, Paycheck Protection Program. The case was investigated by Miami FBI and is being prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Kaplan. The 42-year-old Royal Palm Beach resident applied for $212,500 forgivable loan in June 2020 on behalf of A Star for One Incorporated, a Florida-based company he allegedly owns.
Wow.
In the online application, Smith stated that his company employed 30 people and he spent on average $85,000 on payroll each month. He then provided fraudulent payroll tax forms to justify the amount requested. Once the money was transferred to the company's bank account by a bank in Utah, a paper trail was created by Smith to prove that the company made approved expenses using PPP money, including paying said employees. Well, we know that wasn't true. Prosecutors said Smith worked with a co-conspirator. And he agreed to pay that person 20% of the loan amount. That co-conspirator is also responsible for producing the fraudulent tax and preparing the loan application. Smith Company said to have paid $255,000 in wages. Smith faces a fine up to $1 million and up to 30 years in prison. Ooh. Now, so this isn't closed, so we don't know what happened. I haven't found anything else after this. But I'm like, what's going on? Why they like this man? They always following behind him.
Wow.
It's something, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they keep following behind him and they stealing money. That's why I'm saying you wait and see what's going to happen with some of these content creators. You're going to be like, so-and-so ain't went live in about 2 months.
Then caught up in that PPP. And see, and that's what I was wondering. Like, you're hearing about these people that are getting caught right now. My question is, how are they checking and how are they going about getting these people? Because there's still, a lot of people out there, are they working on it and those people will eventually, their number will come up, because it hasn't gone away.
Oh, their numbers are coming up. I promise you that. I kind of personally know about that. So that's why I said, give them 2 years. Give them 2 years. You're like, where's so-and-so? Where's so-and-so? All of a sudden the channel is gone. Or so, where's so-and-so? You'll see.
Well,
and that's going to be people's content.
Yeah, if that person did theirs in 2020 and they're getting caught up now in 2022, it's about a 2-year lag, maybe, and then I wonder, how much of those people, are people like, oh, this person got a PPP loan, they don't have a business, like tips from, people who know that you got a PPP loan, they know you don't have a business. Because that's what a lot of people did. I mean, there's like in my city, where I live, there is a list. There is an entire list of people their names, the name of their business, and how much money they got.
Okay.
I mean, there's a whole list. There's a whole website with all of these people's names on it, and I'm just looking at all these people. I'm like, oh, they have a business? No. There's a lot of them. They don't have business the first, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, they got like $20,000 and $40,000 and $100,000. I'm like, oh gosh. Right now, theirs is just simmering right now because nothing's happened to any of those people. But I'm just like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
I'm telling you, leave them feds alone. They are not playing with you.
No, they're not. And with that Fed time, that's all consecutive time. There's no breaking it up. You got to do it all.
Right. Ooh-wee.
Mm.
This is my last thing on PPP, and this has to do with the protective gear. Millions of dollars wasted. So sad, just so sad. All right, let me stretch that out a little bit. And here goes.
PPE were moved outside and forgotten for months until I told them. I got a tip on a recent rainy day and went straight to the San Mateo County Event Center, Gate 9, and couldn't quite believe what I found. Thousands upon thousands of boxes containing all sorts of brand new personal protective equipment, soaking in the rain. Stacks of boxes collapsing. Oh, what a mess. Too many to count. Some breaking open and spilling their contents. Hospital in all different sizes. Here's size M. There's large. And of course, here's double XL. I also found pallets of face shields, vented goggles, and various types of coveralls. Boxes upon boxes of PPE just rotting in the rain. How did this happen? Our road to some answers and accountability started with a security guard. Remember, the county owns this property.
Can I help you?
I'm fine. I work at Channel 7. I'm Dan Noyes.
Okay.
I'm just taking some pictures.
Did somebody invite you to come on the property?
I don't need an invitation.
Pardon me?
I'm a taxpayer. I don't need an invitation.
If you don't have an event, then you are not supposed to be on the property. That's it.
I understand. I'll be done in a few minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you.
That's fine. His boss, Dana Storr, CEO of the nonprofit that runs the event center for the county. Why is all this stuff going to waste here?
So can you stop filming?
No. I work at Channel 7. I need to ask questions.
He said no.
I understand, but it's not going to waste. It's damaged. It was damaged.
It was damaged or it's being damaged now?
No, it was damaged in a previous storm.
Storr would not provide more details. I later learned the event center moved all that PPE outside in September because it needed the space.
So September, they moved it out. And then later on, it's outside being damaged. So how are you going to use
$10 million? That is $10 million.
You just think about that. Just think about that. Just money down the drain. You can't, most is going to happen is just a big publicity thing, but that's it. No one's going to be responsible for this. The government gave the money, they got the product, and it just went to waste. Taxpayers' money.
Is terrible.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, they're sending fund relief to the Ukraine and all these other places, and you got $10 million just sitting right there outside an event center. Wow.
Yeah, just sitting there.
And they probably would beat the hell out of somebody or throw them in jail if they took a box and walked away, of that mess. That is so crazy. So we'll just sit it out in the rain and just, let it get as waterlogged as possible.
Okay. I think that's I don't know. It really angers me for those that get money and don't do the right thing or don't be a responsible person with it to get the things that are needed to the right people. I'm like, you had a responsibility, and I just don't get that. How do they put it in your hands? And that woman, just think about it. She was a CEO, and she really didn't have an answer. It was damaged earlier, and the guy had to say, like it's being damaged even more so
Yeah.
now.
Was it
I'm like,
damaged
come on
then, or
now.
is it being damaged now as we speak?
Exactly. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Please stop.
I mean, those boxes are probably waterlogged with rodents that are stuck in there. That's terrible. $10 million. Nice to see $10 million just sitting in a parking lot, just going to waste.
Yeah. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. Taxpayers' money. Mm-mm-mm.
And the
Whew.
taxpayers can't say anything about it. What can you say?
Right. You can't do anything but just like this guy, just watch the story and they're going to give you the update and people are going to cover their faces up and that's going to be it. As usual. That's the sad part, as usual. And they're just going to move on like, oh, well, yeah, that's it. Can't use it, so well. Oh, boy.
Somebody should definitely lose their job. That's terrible.
Yeah, somebody will step down.
It's
Step
such a big
away.
waste. It's painful. It's like, ouch.
It is. It's a great waste. And that was needed. I mean, I'm in my opinion, I don't think we're out the woods like that. That could be used, even if not here, somewhere else. It's still product that could have been used.
Yeah, if
But
it was
no,
decent, usable product, it definitely could have been used.
right. It's pitiful. Well, on the screen, this is interesting, at least to me. Road rage. I'm getting on to asking the questions now about what is going on with people, which, I know you can't really give an answer, but I still ask because why? I'm sure I got questions. That's how I do it. So let's take a listen to the story and see if you have any answers. I don't know. It'd be nice if you do. Let me find it here and push play.
Jenny, the 22-year-old Derby man who admits he killed a Springfield motorist early Wednesday morning had a license to carry and bought his gun legally. It's his use of that firearm that's likely to put him in prison for quite a long time.
What were you thinking, sir?
22-year-old Sadiq Washington, cuffed and shackled, walks in silence to face a judge. Charged with murder in the first degree, police say he's Springfield's road rage killer.
He is the individual who leaned out of the vehicle and killed Mr. Hugh based on the fact that he believed Mr. Hugh was not driving rapidly enough on State Road. This is a senseless, brutal act.
It was Wednesday morning in heavy traffic along State Road and Meeting House Lane when investigators allege Washington, in the front passenger seat of a Chevy Equinox, fired 2 shots, killing 54-year-old King Hugh at the wheel of his Toyota. The SUV sped off, but when it passed Bud's Auto Service on Garrett Road in Drexel Hill, a security camera caught the plate.
What were your thoughts when they said they actually had it on your camera?
I was happy that they got it. I mean, it's a senseless act. It's a shame, over driving.
Investigators traced the plate to this Derby address and swooped in, finding Washington and his gun in a second-floor bedroom. We were turned away.
Can you tell us what's going on? You think Amanda will talk to us, or?
Police say Washington has admitted to the killing and points to his mother Amanda as the driver.
Sadiq, why would you shoot at him?
According to records, he has a license to carry a firearm issued last August. William Harris is a neighbor.
The judgment on, giving people license, they should be monitored. And then a young person under 25, I think they should ask their parents.
After the arrest, Springfield's chief of police says he spoke to the Hugh family.
Hopefully they'll have a little solace in knowing that this individual will face justice and
and will not hurt anybody else.
Okay, there's just so many different things going on here.
Right.
It's just so many different things. You have a weapon legally. That's your right to do so. And then you use it out of anger. And I don't understand how the problem is solved if you aim at someone that's going too slow and you still pass them up. You know, how did you solve the problem by hurting that person?
Right.
You know, so, you know, you got that. Then you are in the passenger side of your mom's ride. And she's right there, so she knows what happened. And she says, let's go home. Okay. And so they went home. I don't get how that didn't disturb them enough to do something. As in, you know, son, I might have to turn you in. Or whatever. What was the conversation in that household? You know,
Well,
how did that go?
there might be a great level of dysfunction. First off, we have a young male with a firearm who apparently is not afraid to use the firearm. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where him and mom were going or coming from, but he felt a need to carry that gun with him, you know, as they rolled down the street. And then for him to shoot somebody while his mom is driving. And I can imagine, you know, if his mom, you know, has any type of fear, I don't know if she was going to tell him, Junior, get the hell up out of my car. And he has a loaded gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, okay, let's go home. You know,
Uh-huh.
you know, I don't know where she even had any control of that, because my
Yeah.
instinct would be, oh, what do you, oh my God, I would have took off and left my son. You know, I would have took off and left him there, you know, and got to the authorities. It's like, fool, you know, what are you doing? You're shooting this person for no reason. Not unless he shot from
Mm-hmm.
inside of the vehicle, you know, and never got out the vehicle and just shot from the inside of the vehicle, you know, which, you know, didn't give his mom an opportunity to, you know, dodge or run or anything.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I agree. There's a lot to unpack there. And, you know, that's been a lot of talk as of late about firearms. And you're going to have to just come to something that will work for people. Like, are you going to have an age limit? Are you going to do background checks? That may not work as well because we've heard a lot of things that has happened and folks are just had some trouble, but they're still able to get firearms. Does that invade a person's record? You know, does that have anything to do with the HIPAA law? Is that something against, you know, so how to solve that problem?
You know what?
That's too much. I don't get it. I don't know what to say with that. It's just so much.
Well, it's kind of you know, disheartening because there are so many protocols in place, you know, that's supposed to prevent, you know, like this random crazy type killing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all agencies, they have processes and protocols which, you know, equal to vetting. You know, we're going to check these people out before we give them this type of clearance. So someone who's purchasing a firearm, they have to be vetted or checked out in a certain type of way before they're able to secure that firearm. And what we're finding is that people are securing firearms legally,
Right.
and they are nuttier than a bag of rocks.
Yeah, but Is there a particular department going to handle that? Is there going to be a cost for that? Is there a wait for that? I mean, how does that go? You know, is then the age limit? Is there going to be a age requirement, just like with cigarettes and alcohol? Who and how and what department's going to be involved with that? Does that cost more? What? I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm just curious as to what the vetting process is and, you know, how does it help? Is the vetting process designed to weed out the super duper obviously crazy people? And so you're going to have all these other people that are just going to slide right through, and
Right.
still be able to get their firearm.
Yeah. So it's a lot. And I don't think everyone is going to agree on whatever the final result is. But I would say each household is going to have to be responsible for the people that's under their roof. You have children, you need to know what they're doing. And I think at least maybe 21 would be a good age, but I don't know. But whatever they think it is, make sure that the parent know if they're underage, if whatever age they decide, make sure that the parent knows. We turn the child down, but we just want to let you know they still tried to buy one. Just a heads up, please.
Right.
Yeah. Now, this story, oh boy, this gets into the more questions I have, the more questions I have. Oh, well, was two people arrested in connection with the shooting death of the 26-year-old Jackson, and she's a Mississippi woman. So the guy on the left is an ex as in fiance, because he did propose to her. Got on one knee, had the ring, this whole thing. She accepted, but within maybe I think a year or so, she broke it off. The child there is his. So maybe they were high school sweethearts or something. I don't know because they're, pretty young. But she changed her mind and she moved on. And when she moved on, I think that was an issue for him. But even more so, and this is an opinion, and I find my opinion to be important when it comes down to social media. It's not a good idea to post all your business online, as in FaceTime, Facebook. I'm going to the store. I'm over here. I'm dining there. I'm buying this purse. I'm going over there. I don't think that really works out well for most when you post everything that you do online, because people, they track you. And if you have had a relationship with someone and you still posting online, they're looking.
Right.
You might be broken up, but they still looking. I wonder what she doing. Oh, she over there. Oh, she over there. Oh, she got a man. Oh no. Let me see how tall he is. What he got? What's going on there? She's smiling. Oh, she touched him. Wait a minute. He holding her. And I think maybe the anger and rage, increases.
Right.
But that posting online, what you're doing and who you doing it with, I would say keep that to yourself. You know, keep that to yourself. No, everybody don't have to know. If you want to let your mama know, let her know. I don't know, but posting online for likes, views, and all that, it's not a good thing. it doesn't work out. And that's what happened in this case. I'll switch the picture out. And this particular woman, she really did this content great. I just don't really want to play her stuff because oh, she did such a great job. And I went to look for more information on this story and I could not find it. And every time I would Google and look for some, her stuff came up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, look here, young lady, all I can say, you did a darn good job.
Right.
Because I can't get past her on Google. She did such a fantastic job. And I don't want to play her, entire video or whatever. But the lady, she did the darn good thing. I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna just scroll to what was posted. Let me see here. Where is the page? Okay, there it is.
So she was laying in the bed with her current boyfriend, and her ex-fiance is who shot and killed her.
Yes. He broke into the house.
Oh Lord.
Now the current boyfriend, he had, now I don't know if he posted this. I'm gonna say this part. I don't know if the current boyfriend posted this, but he took a video of them in bed. And he's like, "Hey, baby, whatever." But he didn't know this was going to be the last video. I don't know if he posted it. I will say that. But I tell you what was posted, and that's what I want to scroll to, is where she is with the guy. And she's posting, look at us. Look at my man. Look at my new man, y'all. Well,
wow.
When your ex sees that, and then you think about it, you're co-parenting now. You have to remember that you're co-parenting. So it's not that I've broken up and I'm not going to see you anymore. I got to come see my daughter. However it is, you drop her off, I pick her up. And you got a man, a new man. I got to see him, and there he is. I don't like that. So I'm going to break in your house, and I'm going to shoot y'all, which he did. And her wounds were fatal. The boyfriend's was not. So he did survive. I don't know the whereabouts of the daughter. I don't know, but she was not injured. So that was good.
Oh my gosh, that is just horrendous.
Yeah.
There's been like a rash of these situations where the relationships break up. Clearly they're broke up, and the man is just not accepting of the relationship having broken up.
Right.
And the relationship, I mean, and there are various reasons. It's not, and these are serious reasons. There was, physical, or verbal abuse in the relationship. And so the woman at some point says, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. We need to go our separate ways. And at the moment that said, it's like, okay, but the man is not accepting, even though they quote unquote are officially broken up. He's not accepting of this breakup. And so there goes the route he takes to try to get her back. I'm sure this man, let it be known to her that he wanted her back, that he didn't want to break up. And, depending on why they broke up, if it was because of violent reasons, or whatever, it's kind of sad, to say, well, because you've broken up with this person and they may not be able to handle the breakup, it's really not a good idea for you to go on with your life. You have to, change how you live your life because this person, is not accepting, of this breakup. And I mean, maybe she shouldn't have been putting, social media post up when she has every right to. But if this guy was not accepting of the relationship leaving, you know, he wasn't going to be accepting of her moving on to another dude. Although he could have had somebody else pregnant and he could have been with somebody that night that he decided he wanted to, take both of them out. Who knows? And
Right.
that's the sad part about it. That is the sad part about it, that people can't just break up and just go their own way. There always has to be this extra. And the thing that kills me with it, no pun intended, is that
Mhm.
these women in these relationships, the last thing it appears that the last thing on their mind is that, oh, this fool could actually hurt me. It's like
Yeah.
they don't, it's like nobody, well, I didn't think he was gonna do that. When we're seeing it happening every single day, Shar.
Yes.
Every day
Yes.
it's happening. And where someone would think, oh, we broke up, but oh, he ain't gonna do that. He's never so much as yelled at me. But he's not accepting of this relationship breaking up. He doesn't want to break up, you
Yeah.
know?
And
It's
this is bothering me a lot because, people think that just because you don't know people, they don't live around you, but if you find the same behaviors happening, even around you in your town, your city, your state, it's getting closer and closer. And people are acting this way. That means it can affect, if you have a daughter, it can affect your daughter. If your daughter or grandchildren are females, it can affect them. So I always look at, well, if this is what I'm finding with this generation, will it get better or get worse? Well, let's see. Well, the way things are going, looks like it's getting worse. It's not getting better. So yeah, I have some concern about that. And that is
Sure.
why I was so glad that DS1 and Ronan came over on the channel to talk about mental health, because I'm like, it's so important for men to have something, an outlet. And I don't mean this, and I get that the manosphere started off that way. Oh, that's what it was supposed to be.
Mhm.
I get that. But clearly, that isn't what it is now. I'm sure there are some channels that are so small, and trust me, there are smaller channels that are doing some helping of people. I'm pretty sure of it. But as far as some of the larger channels that have a lot of stuff going on, we don't find, any solution. We still find the same back and forth, with the women doing this and the women shouldn't be doing that, with the men doing this and the men shouldn't be doing that. You see a lot of that. But the immaturity that we see, it continues. So we're angry. And think about it. You're seeing people, males, angry at breaking up. You see men are angry at you're going too slow. You're driving too slow. They're angry because I can't buy this, I can't afford this, so I'm gonna do this to you.
No
I'm angry because you
self-control.
told me. I'm mad because you told me no again in a different type of way. You try to let me down easily, but I'm still mad because my card declined. It's just anger, anger, anger. It's the reaction to the anger.
So I got a question, or maybe this is just something that I'm thinking. Okay, so we're seeing this happening a lot now, and I don't know if we're
Yes.
seeing it a lot now because that's what we're focused on, because once, like they say, you get a red Toyota, and before you got your red Toyota, you never saw red Toyotas. Now you're seeing them all over the place. But now I'm very hyper focused on, the black femicide rate. Let's just call it what it is. Every 5.5 hours, black woman is
Mm.
taken out at the hands of, you know, a black male. Okay. So with this being that it's happening now, this generation of men who are, carrying out this femicide, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are these men the product of a fatherless home? Okay, that's number one. That's tier one. Are these men all the product of a fatherless home? So now you
No.
have these men coming up without their fathers. You know, maybe they just had their mothers. They may have whatever issues they have against, women, because of what went on with their bringing up, their upcoming,
Mm-hmm.
with their mothers. So they didn't have their fathers. They had their mothers. They could give less than a, darn about her or whatever. So now you have these men taking out these women, and these women are not childless, Shar. These women have kids, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 kids. There's this one girl, she had 8 kids, 8 children, and the father of the children, he took her out. So now you have these kids that don't have a father and a mother. So when you have these men that are taking out the mothers, they're not only taking themselves away from the child, they're taking the mothers away. So now you have kids who you're going to have this generation of children that are going to grow up. They don't even have a mom. They have no mom and they have no dad. Before it was just, just a one parent family, meaning the mom was doing it all by herself. Now the mom has been taken out and removed from the situation. Either the father took himself out after he took the mother out, or he ended up going to jail.
And that's,
So it's like now you're gonna have this whole generation of parentless. Now they probably get aunts and uncles and grandparents, but parentless. These orphan children that are growing up. What is that concoction?
Oh
What
my
is
goodness.
that concoction going to be in that generation, Shar? Because these kids right now, they're like they're 6, they're 8, they're 2. What's going to happen when they grow up and they realize, oh, my dad took my mom out, then he took himself out, or now he's in jail, and I grew up with my grandmother and she was already taking care of 7 of my cousins, and then me and my 5 brothers and sisters went over there. Just think about it. It's a whole cluster fuck. The whole thing is just terrible.
I'm gonna think about it, but I'm not gonna think about it now because, girl, that is just too much. That
Thank
is
you,
too
Shar.
much. But I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
think about
That's
it.
what's on my mind.
I'm gonna
I'm
think
like,
about
oh
it.
my God.
Trust me. Maybe I'll clip this part out, and we'll have a conversation about it. But and even maybe show some video, because now I think what I'm gonna do the rest of the year is just do the random ramblings. But as far as some do have their parents, that's something. You do have some without the parent. As far as taking out the mother, sometimes they don't take themselves out, but still, that child can't go to that father.
No.
That father has a prison record now. Even if he do a few years, let's just say he get out. Come on now, who's gonna do that? And then the poverty, that is something that that's why I said we're gonna touch on that. That's why I'm like, I have to think about that because there's a lot of level of poverty going on with that. People don't
Yes,
have it like that. Oh, you go stay over there. You go stay over there.
it's
You know,
creating more generational poverty, Shar. I mean, it was already, going to be poverty if the mother was, raising these 5, 6, 7, 8 kids by herself, because the father is, God knows where, father or fathers. Now you
yes.
have the mother, she's gone, and the father is gone one way or another. Either he took himself out or he's been incarcerated. And now you have all these children being raised by other people and not their parents. This generation coming up without any of their parents, it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
something else. It's going to
Yeah,
be something else.
you're right. You're right. And then you have the new abortion thing. Um, it'll be a little harder. It's not going to be impossible, but could be a little harder. It's going to be something. It's going to be a mess. It is a mess already. Just when you read the story, because I wish I could always see the ending of a story. I don't like just it stops there. Like with
Mhm.
this story, it stops with The guy was caught. He had some chicken head to help him because when he was hiding, he hid with the chicken head. And that's it. That's all we know. I would like to know, where's the daughter going to go? If she has a safe place to go, um, is she going to leave town to go to that place, wherever that is? Because not everyone lives in the same city and state.
Right.
Are you going to uproot them, the child? So it's just so many different layers, so many different layers to this. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I need to think about that because there's so many different layers to it. So
It's
I will,
tragedy across all lines, Shar. It really is, and
yeah.
it's really a sad situation. Because I used to wonder, like back when the crack epidemic happened,
Hmm.
and it just ravished the Black community,
Yeah.
and then okay, a lot of us got out of it.
Hmm.
Then in my head, when it was all going on, I started thinking, okay, so now what's going to happen when all these crack babies grow up?
Mm.
And I don't mean to just describe them as crack babies, but all these kids that were addicted to crack when they were born, and mothers are gone, fathers are gone, or on drugs, wherever. What's going to happen to these kids now? These kids, the crack babies are grown and they're having kids,
Yeah.
and these are not happy situation homes. That these are not two-parent homes. These are the situations that we're looking at right now,
Hmm.
where, oh, you want to break up with me? Okay, well, if I can't have you, nobody will have you.
But it's so easy for them to get another woman. That's what I don't get because a lot of these guys have the ability to get another woman. But like I said, I'm going to leave that for later. I'm going to leave on this note, and we will get into that. Not sure which week we'll get into it, but we'll get into this. I'll pull up some more stories because there are a lot out there,
Right.
and we can kind of go into it from there.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you guys did have a great week. Today feels like Saturday to me. I just been thrown off ever since Monday because of the holiday, but
Right.
I have a couple more days left on my staycation, and I'll be home and I will get some more stuff together for content. Um, yeah, that's my final thoughts. I'll leave it there. But you guys do stay safe. Again, we only stream on Fridays now. Unless we have something special on a Sunday, um, that will be the next streaming day if we do a stream, me and Ruby on something. But other than that, it's Friday night only. But you guys enjoy whatever leftover, if you got any leftover. I don't know what your pockets are like, but if it's like most households, you don't have any leftovers because that meat costs too much.
Right.
All
Right.
you got
Right.
is some sauce. That's it. So you dip your fingers in some sauce. Stay safe the rest of your weekend. And I hope to see you soon. And until then, peace.
Peace out, family.